Hello, hello, hello. I see that we've already got a few people in the house. Joyce says, I missed yesterday. Is there a replay? Yes, there is, and I'll make sure that it's a little bit more accessible. I'll add it to the Happy at Home playlist. But welcome if you are new here, then happy Good Friday. Let's make it a great Friday. I won't be wearing these for long, but I just thought, it is that weekend. I know today is not the day that the Easter Bunny arrives, but we won't be together on Sunday. So I thought I'd just give you a little sneak peek, a little preview of that, but I don't think I can take myself seriously if I leave those in the whole day. But welcome. And we are going to have a little crafty exploration. That is what this whole series is about. It's about making ourselves a little happier while we are at home. Thank you. Jacqueline says cute ears. So yes, I wanted to make sure that we can meet every day this month, and that meant on Good Friday as well. I am excited. We were talking recently in a Clubhouse. If you are not on the Clubhouse app, let me tell you, I am loving Clubhouse. It is such a fun way to connect with other creative people and just learn about different topics, hear kind of background stories of different things. It is an app that is only available on Apple iOS devices. I left my phone up here because I'm going to want to use it at one point during our chat today. So I wanted to make sure I had it handy. And we're going to be talking about a lot of playful things. So we were talking on Clubhouse recently, and it was all about creative ways that we kind of get out of our scrappy rut. Oh, she wants me to put my ears back on. I don't even know if that's possible, but we will give that a try. So Amy's going to do a little, so awkward because I'm so used to being on Zoom where the sides are the same. Okay. It works like a mirror on Zoom, and YouTube is the opposite. But how's that? Does it pass? Does it pass? All good. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at different ways to add interaction, fun things, crazy ideas into our scrapbook pages. And I have a few pages. I don't know where I've set them because I've been putting my pages away. They're not in my albums. I still have a couple stacks. So if we run out of the ones in the albums that I've pulled, I'll go grab one of the stacks and we'll flip through some of those. I'm not even sure if we'll get there. I've tagged a lot of things, and I'm not necessarily talking about the things that are the most crazy, the most out there. I'm talking about, well, we'll show you. Lindsay says, I've been holding off joining another platform, but Clubhouse Talk just keeps coming up. She may have to jump on the bandwagon. For me, it's small doses, right? I like it in small doses. I learn from a few different people on there about things that I should have known how to do for my business side of things. I really enjoy that. I've seen a lot of creative people on there in different fields, right? Some really big name creative people or celebrities and business people. I don't know. It's been interesting, some of the stuff that is on Clubhouse. Okay, these are driving me crazy. She said she's got it. Now I will worry. No, it's good. Hair is hair, right? I'm just happy to have it. At one time I didn't, so that is a story all in its own. But I have pulled albums and albums, and I've tagged albums because I had to leave them on the shelf at some point. I'm I can't even have these all sitting out here. But let's talk about fun things that we do on our scrapbook pages to kind of keep our own creative juices flowing. And one thing I love to do is try things that are a little bit out there and kind of push the boundaries of my comfort level. The more fun I have creating means that the more I want to create. And so that becomes a huge part of the creative process for me. Now, yesterday's layout, we were doing stamping, well, not stamping, we were doing multi-step stencils, like layered stencils. So this was the output of that yesterday. I have made the extra little embellishments. I printed a photo. I haven't had a chance to assemble it all like a layout yet, but I can't wait to get that put together. Okay, this is not going to be able to sit here. I'm not going to be able to open my layouts right here. So I didn't realize that that book was not going to fit right here. Okay, I think this will work. Make sure. Okay, let's bring this up and I'm going to show you my desktop. Yeah, okay. It's gonna be okay. I was a little worried that it wasn't going to fit on my space. Okay, so this book is like, it's old, man. It's like a old one. Probably something I got from Michael's a million years ago. But I have flagged different things in here that I've done over the years that I thought were really playful because I love playful pages. And honestly, I did a lot of playing in this book. But we're going to start here anyways. I just honestly didn't know where to start because I've got lots of pages in different styles. So here's one that I made about my husband's big fish. And he was so proud to catch this fish. It was as heavy as my son and nearly as tall as him, which is explaining this photo here. My older son, Joe, he actually had a camera that was a panoramic camera. And so we have some of the pictures from his camera taken with us. But I wanted to show you what I did here. I made this cute little accordion flip and was able to include some extra photos and all of the journaling for this page in this little accordion flip. And I think that just something as simple as that, right? Having a little fun way to interact with the page and be able to, play with it and feel it and read the story about it. Let's see, it was it was 38 inches tall and 35 pounds. That was his red snapper fish that my husband's so proud of. So I've got that on here. And I just think that's a really fun, easy way to kind of look at how you can add some interaction to a page and then still, it still kind of looks like a normal layout, right? It wasn't super complicated. Yeah, Amy's like, oh, I forgot about those panoramic cameras. Yeah, it was like this special little camera and it only took panoramic photos. So funny. Okay, we'll flip forward here, and I actually have 2 pages here that we can chat about, and that is this fireworks one. And I loved putting this together because I cut those layers myself. I just kind of randomly zigzag cut this paper. Does it look perfect? No, and I cut the photo too. Is it perfect? Not at all. But I don't think that when we're playing that perfection is the goal. I don't think that's the goal. It's about having fun. I look at this page, I think of how excited my kids were to blow up little firecrackers. We had like the little bottle rockets, we had firecrackers. We don't have those here in Alberta. They're like banned or whatever. You can't buy them here. And so my kids were over the moon excited to play with these. And like I look at that and the excitement that I have in this brings me back to that moment with the kids. And these are the days of like real film photos. I got what I got, right? I didn't necessarily have some of the greatest photos. This one, I got pretty lucky. That's pretty darn cute. And then this other one, I think we should also chat about. I put my artistic skills to the test here. Let's just say I will bring some of my own art skills to the table once in a while. I'm not some artist. I haven't taken drawing classes. I probably practiced and doodled this out first and then said, well, okay, but the kids are having a little tea party and that just had to, I wanted them riding in the teacups. Like, can you imagine for a Disney page, how adorable and sweet this would be, right? I know. Thank you for the thumbs for that. Like, it, I think that's just a sweet thing. I took this to the next level, and I actually used my printer to print on top of this too, and figured that all out with the placement of stuff. But I think it's just, is it super crazy? No, but I think that's really fun. And do I want to do every page in my album like this? No, but by including pages like this in my album, as you flip through the normal pages, you turn to those ones. Oh, this is like, I'm not even gonna go there. That might be like a traumatic experience for somebody. We didn't do it, but there was a definitely roadkill animal moment there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we didn't do it, but we were excited because I'd never seen an armadillo. Sad things. Okay, here's another one. It's actually, there's two here. Yeah, sorry, lights. So this top here, way back before shakers were all in vogue years ago, like right now, I did this cool little shaker for the title, and every letter kind of is slightly separated so that there's beads in each section. I used like this cool effect with the embossing powder mixed with this powder stuff that made it all shiny and sparkly and pearlescent powder, maybe something like that. And it was just a really fun way to bring my title to an otherwise really simple page, right? That page overall, it's a grid. It has pictures, right? Not very fancy, but this just brought a really fun title to the page. This one over here on the other side, I wanted to do something a little fun. I brought a little bit more of that same effect with the powder over, with the embossing powder. But then I actually did a little bit of beadwork and made these cute little mackerel kind of fish, right? I made them silver, and I did a little bit of beadwork around here. So yes, I have professed for a long time about how I don't like to sew on pages. I won't say that I haven't sewed. You know, Pearl X powder, exactly. That was the powder that was mixed with my embossing powder. It was the thick and chunky embossing powder, and I didn't put the stuff everywhere. So, like the Versamark or whatever I used on the background. I didn't coat it. I just kind of like dabbed it and then put that on. But yeah, like a little bit of beadwork and playing with that just because I had the supplies. So hopefully, like, you know, you're looking at this and being like, I've done some fun things, because I guarantee most scrapbookers have done something fun. Just going through this, I chalked the background to make the background have the little sunset glow for our sunset photos. These, oh, I haven't cut that page. That's funny because I thought I had. But yeah, these flip out and there's more stuff underneath. But lots of times I actually cut my page protectors now. Here's one, super fun. On that trip, so this is after when I'm back at home, but on that trip, I won some shoes, and I hadn't taken a picture of them while we were there, and I wanted to scrapbook about my lucky shoes, how I won my shoes, but I did a fun little shoelace kind of pattern with some ribbon and some eyelets to kind of create a fun effect, to kind of stitch my page together. And very simple, right? It was super simple, but I thought it made, you know, for a fun effect on that layout. Okay, so that's one book with some fun ideas. Hopefully something in that was like, oh, that's cool. I haven't thought to try that. Oh yeah, this one. I had mentioned this the other day about my scrapbook room once being painted like a piece of SEI paper. Here is my SEI paper. Here is me in my scrapbook room holding that SEI paper. So it's like the meta page. And my husband actually did this words. It was like, what? Okay. So I wish I had a date on this. I don't. Oh, the photo, that may be reliable. It says 04. So yeah, that's about right, actually. Yeah. That Alice discovered scrapbooking hobby 5 years ago. Yeah, that would be about right, because my oldest son was born in 99. So super fun. Just, posting things like that. Do I have any other stickies? No, I don't have any more, but I thought I would show that. That is the old, okay. This one here is a trip to Drumheller, Alberta. The area is known as the Badlands, and they have different cool rock formations. It's actually kind of like a desert there in Alberta, of all places. So, Amy says she worked at a scrapbook store when SEI was big. Perfect. Orchard Girl. She says, these are some great ideas. Thanks, Alice. Okay, so you can see it's like a dinosaur area. They find dinosaur bones there, a lot of them. And they have a great big dinosaur museum. So it's a fun place to go with your kids. And, you take some fun pictures when you see the sign to town and you see the dinosaur. But I just thought I would show you this one really quick. They have a suspension bridge that is there that you can cross. It's just a footbridge. And, it kind of wobbles and shakes when you're on the bridge. And so it's kind of exciting. And I just made my own little suspension bridge here with a little bit of strips of paper, some waxy flax to kind of hold my photos like they're hanging from this bridge. I thought it's playful and fun. And then you know how you go to different places and you take pictures of the signs there, right? So that you have your details so you can add it to your scrapbooking when you get back. Well, the bridge actually has this sign on it. So there I am taking the picture. It's up above me. And then I included it on my own little bridge. So it's fun. We read a story about finding the Albertosaurus in reading our books. The kids love that story. There's actually Albertosaurus and Edmontonosaurus or something like that. And it's another one. I love the way you create mood and feel. Well, thank you so much. It is something that I love. I did specifically do a Happy at Home last year about creating mood and feel, and that one was definitely all in on the mood and feel. So if you like some of this, that's a good one to go and see if you have some time to check it out. There's a playlist right here on the Scrap Happy YouTube channel, and it says Happy at Home, and I edited all the titles, so it says mood, and so check out that one. Also more interactive, in case we don't get to some of my favorite interactive things, we did one all about interactive elements as well. So that one is another one. But I look at some of these things and they are fun and crazy. And, I'm totally willing to make fun of myself when I come across things. So here's just an example of, yes, there really is a bridge. There's a town in our province, and it's down south, so I haven't been there much. And it's called Lethbridge, but I didn't actually realize that there's like a big, valley there, and there is a giant bridge in Lethbridge. So as we pulled in and I saw the bridge, I'm like, oh, there really is a bridge. And, afterwards I'm like, okay, like, was that like a blonde moment? Are we even allowed to say that anymore? But it was totally like, duh, Alice. So I include things like that in my books all the time because I think it's part of life and some of the funny things that we do. Okay. I didn't flag anything else in that one. But don't worry, we're not running out. Don't worry, we're not running out. So this is my son Ryan's baby book. This was the first of his books. And, we start with the obligatory baby photos and stuff like that. I started as a Creative Memories, customer, I wasn't one of their people, but I started as a customer. So if this looks like a familiar Creative Memories design to you, you've been at this probably nearly as long as I have. But yeah, I branched out, and in the story of Ryan's arrival, right before he was born, actually when I was already having my contractions, we went to the bowling alley with my cousin. And so for this page, we had some terrible bowling alley photos taken practically in the dark. And we had our son with us, my cousin, and I drew the little, like the bowling lane and the bowling pins so that I could make my bowling for a baby layout. And I look at that, I'm like, that's just really fun. This was actually a die cut. This was a die cut that I used there for the bowling ball. So I actually didn't even make that. That's hilarious. But yeah, I made the bowling pins. I made the alley. I thought it's just such a fun way to share these really terrible photos, right? Because like, what would these photos mean otherwise? This is me having contractions, and then I would sit on the bench when I'm having my contractions. Like, can you even believe this story? I'm like, yep, that was an Alice moment. And then we went. By the end of that, I'm like, you guys, you got to take me to the hospital now. And they're like, oh, really? I'm like, yes. Oh, silly. The funny things we do. Okay, well, I haven't actually tagged anything else here, but I do have a birthday page because I'm terrible for not doing birthday pages. I did this one, guys. So I'm giving myself the creds here on camera so that there's witnesses. I've done this birthday. My son's Bob the Builder birthday, complete with all the stickers. I've got them all on there. There we go. Oh, this one's kind of hilarious. As long as you don't aren't objecting to semi-nudity on children. You can't see anything for real, but safety was maybe not the prevalent thing when kids hang out with their dad. So my son is using a steak knife. He's got his safety glasses on, and that's all. So, having some caution signs seemed to make sense. Okay, I just need to check. I don't think that layout ended up in here. I'm looking for one specifically of Ryan's. I don't think it's in here. So now I don't know where it is. Oh, here's kind of a funny one though. When you take Christmas photos of kids. This was my kid. Sneaking into their photo. And then, so it's kind of cheeky, right? He was a cheeky little elf. But honestly, when you look at this photo, when he saw it, you know what he said? Well, it's a good thing I was in it because those kids weren't even smiling. His response was even cheekier than him getting in the photo. So, documenting those memories, totally worth it. And I had permission from this mom to use her kid's photo. So I reached out to her and I was like, please let me scrapbook your photo. It was just too cute. There we go. This is just one of our family albums, I guess. But this is a fun interactive page that I did here. And it's one of the funnest things I think I ever learned how to do in scrapbooking, just because it has so much pop. So I think I'll not wait any longer. When you pull, right here, I wrote a little pull me on here, and I've cut the page protector so I can access it. Not only does the picture pop down, but another picture pops up from the top, right? So super fun kind of layout. This is called a push me pull me. Vicky says, what great stories you've documented. Amy says, that's a response of a scrapbooker's kid. Oh, totally, right? I'm like, what a rotten kid I have. But oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's really hard to give your kid trouble when, you kind of agree with them. Yeah. Anyways, I think this is super fun. The push me pull me surprise is what this was called when I learned the technique. Super, super fun. I may have taught it somewhere. That would be a good question. Is, have I taught this somewhere? If I have, where is it? So, okay. I'm going to have a look and see if I have that somewhere. And if I have it in a public place, I'll share it in the comments here. I may have taught a card version publicly and the scrapbook version just for Scrap Happy, I think, at one point. So I'll have a look and see what I have. But I think there's tutorials that I have made in the past. yes. Something else I'm really fond of, flip-flaps. Pink, apparently there was supposed to be journaling here. So in case you wonder, it's like Alice seems to have all her stuff together. No, not at all. I usually just show you the stuff that's together. So if you come across pages that are a little less incomplete in your books too, they exist here too. Look at that. Oh, I have pictures under this one. That was good. But yeah, that should have had journaling. What can I say now? Oh, look, my kids are so cute and little, and we had fun at Galaxyland and West Edmonton Mall. Right? Oh, but this is fun. Little spray mist background. Fun. Okay. We'll go here. Okay, so this pink album is one of my albums. It is about me. And this is a fun one here because it's playful in the fact that I've used the glasses stencil. You can see I didn't use it very perfectly, but it still looks really fun and cute. So I just decided to let it go. And I also have used almost like an inverse of an eye chart on this page, right? Like that's the effect that I created. I really wanted the word C to be the big one, not the I. So I needed it to, kind of go in this direction. But I thought that was a really fun take on playing with the idea of an eye chart. Vicky says, I always forget to use my flip-flaps. Oh, please, if you have flip-flaps, use them. They are the greatest way to make a beautiful page and then hide the journaling, or make a beautiful page where you have too many photos and you want to add more, but you just can't fit them all on the page and make it look the way you aesthetically want it to look. They're also great for when you're doing pocket pages. I think I have one tagged where I can show you about some pocket pages and how I use some flip-flaps as well. Oh, this is super fun. Okay. This is super fun. This one I made, so I probably broke a million copyright laws here, so don't tell Monopoly. But for this scrapbook page, I actually talked all about these little memories that I had from playing Monopoly growing up. My brothers and I would have an ongoing Monopoly game. It was like, we didn't necessarily follow all the rules, right? There was money on free parking and all the stuff, but we had so much fun, playing Monopoly. So I created a little Monopoly board that I could turn into a scrapbook. And so as you go across the properties, start at go, of course, because that's how you play Monopoly. My brothers and I love to play Monopoly. We did make up some of our own rules. You never had to pay income tax. You won money for landing on free parking. All the money the bank was supposed to collect also went to free parking. And I was always the banker. My favorite piece was the battleship. We usually played on the floor in the basement. We would keep the same game going for days. When Mom made us clean up, we wrote everything down so we could start again. Money on free parking sounds right to you? I know, right? That way we could start where we left off. My favorite properties to own were the orange ones. I liked the green ones too. And I could never pass up on Boardwalk. I knew the price of every property, their rent, cost with houses, and hotel. My money and property were organized in piles. And then apparently there's some blank ones. I don't know if I had more things to add. We always had a lot of laughs, even if I lost. So that was my Monopoly page. I thought that was really fun. But I have seen Monopoly stickers, like legit ones that were ones that you could really use. So, if I was to do this page now, I could search out actual products to use. Yeah, I don't think I had anything. Oh, well, maybe you want to see this one, actually. This is kind of fun. This may be the moment my husband was the most proud of me ever. Oh, thank you. I love the way you journaled on that page. This may be the layout that represents the moment in life that my husband was the most proud of me. Back when we were still dating, I think, I participated in a turkey shoot. You actually shot a target. This is the representative background. When I found this paper, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I have to do for this paper. And so I told the story of the turkey shoot, and I found this picture of me. This is actually from our wedding, but it's from representatively the right time. And then, of course, I made it sepia tone to kind of match. I did kind of the monochromatic thing. But I talked about how I won this turkey shoot and beat all the old farmers that also participated in it. Made them so happy. I won the frozen turkey, got to take home the frozen turkey. And my husband was just so proud. He still talks about it. He mentioned it to somebody the other day. And Alice won a turkey shoot. I'm like, I represented Alberta on at a national competition for shooting twice, but yeah, I won the turkey shoot. You know, because that was the important thing. So, yeah, super fun. Okay, let's have a look here. Yeah, if you haven't done a page about a proud moment like that, that might be one to consider. Okay, so also when we were on Clubhouse the other day, someone had mentioned piecing together a photo. Go ahead and remind me, Amy, who talked about that. Piecing together. That's right, Nadine. All those years in Canette's paid off. I know. I won the frozen turkey. So, yeah, someone talked about piecing together a photo, and it made me think of this page in my scrapbook, and I have here my kids going down the super slide. And because you can take a picture of a slide, and that would be fine, or you can take a picture of your kids on the slide and take another picture of your kids on the slide and take another picture of your kids on the slide, and then you can have 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures of your kids going down the same slide. And I thought that was just genius, that I could piece this all together to make it look pretty good, right? Like there's some repetition on the sides. It's not digital. This is way pre-digital. Piecing together the pictures of the dinosaur. Yeah. Oh, that was you. It was Amy. And so this was what that made me think of, was piecing together this photo. Yeah, the big dinosaur. That's right, when you went to the museum. So yeah, I have my kids going down the slide, and this is them starting and going and going and going. And you've got both of my boys. So I thought that was just super fun. And literally you just stand there and you just click. Like, don't move your camera, don't do anything. You just click, click, click as they go down. And then you can piece it together. So fun. Oh my gosh. Rolled paper. Oh my gosh, do you remember doing all that? Like cutting the hole, rolling back the edges, maybe distressing them, inking them. So fun. Okay, I think that's the only one I had tagged in there. Right here. Oh yes. Okay, just in case we didn't enjoy the first one enough, I've got myself another push me pull me in here. Oh, I'm pushing the layout right out. That's hilarious. So push me pull me in this album with my kids popping out. Oh, this one's feeling a little stiff, but it's working. So there we go. Super fun. Just a little adventure story. Mother's Day adventure story. We tried going on a boat ride, and as you can tell, there was a story that went with it. I needed a lot of journaling space. Yeah. Adventures with my husband. That was good times. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else too earth-shattering in here, but that was fun. Okay. So you might have been wondering, Alice, where did you get this push me pull me thing? Where did some of these ideas come from? I actually went to an event called Camp Croppin in Calgary every year with a friend. And when we went there, you could sign up for classes. And the one year we signed up for classes kind of late, so we didn't get our first choices. So we ended up all in this one class. Like the way they described the class, it was like, okay, well, do you want to do it? Okay, yeah, okay, let's do it. And there was a few of them all with the same teacher. Well, it turned out they were the funnest, coolest classes I've ever taken. So I loved it. So we learned how to do this little waterfall thing. So you can like literally just push on the thing and it flips all your pages for you. We also learned how to do a secret slider where you can have a little slider on your page, which, oh my gosh, I didn't pull out Joe's baby photo one. I have one of him going to kindergarten. I don't know why that one didn't come out. Maybe it's in the other book. I don't know. Anyways, we did one called the fling spring or something like that. It was like, so when you open it up, it kind of pops right out of your page. The slide piecing pics looks amazing. Such a fun idea. Thank you. Yeah. And so this was kind of a fun little thing. And it's just, you know, a piece of wire. Here's like the hardware underneath, right? And so it's just this piece of wire that, you know, is built to kind of just catch in the book. And when you open the page, it pops out. And you can see I didn't decorate these pages. They weren't necessarily my style, but I used some of the ideas from these pages. Camp Croppin', fond memories of the first crops I ever attended with what I call the famous people of scrapbooking. We were probably there at the same time because we went every single year, Lindsay. My friend Kim and I went every single year. I probably used the other one because the other one was the secret slider, so I probably used that one. So it was probably one of the ones that we saw there. Yeah. Oh, and a fun thing I wanted to try on a page, but I haven't. Now, here's Alice's artistic style. That's a lily pad, just in case you didn't catch on. Hop, you have a great day. And there's... So I haven't used a pop-up in my albums. I'm like, Alice, you're slacking. So I desperately want to use a pop-up. Oh, here's my plans for my secret slider for the schoolhouse. That's fun. Okay. Another really fun book. Well, a good time to really be playful. So maybe let's talk about that for a second. Like, you know, sometimes when you're just like doing your normal part of life, it's like, well, what kind of playful thing am I going to include here? But this right here, perfect opportunity for doing really playful things. Disney is amazing. So I didn't tag. Oh, maybe I just thought we'd flip through this one really quick. They're old. This is old. It's old style. It's old stuff. It's old, but it's fun, right? When we looked through our camera, one of the pictures of the fireworks had all these little lines because it captured the motion of the light as it went. And I'm like, well, obviously that needs to be a giant photo. So using giant photos, I think it's underutilized for scrapbooking. I've mentioned my little scissors before, my little Mickey head scissors. You know, am I going to use fancy scissors like that on any other place? Like, decorative scissors went out the door a long time ago and we all said, see you later. Like, we're not going to miss you too much. But these, that was adorable. Splash Mountain. So of course I made like a big mountain on my page so I could showcase our Splash Mountain stuff. This one is so fun. I'm still proud of this one, right? Like the colors, well, they're Disney. But we did pictures with each of the letters for the California adventure. I don't think these are there anymore. If somebody knows, please confirm it, but I heard they're gone now. But we did pictures in front of each of them and then I pieced them together. And for the most part, I was able to get somewhat close to the same distance away, so it looks pretty good. And I probably saw this somewhere else before. I don't know if I came up with this brilliant idea, but I still love it. So California Adventure. I've got all the other crazy pages, some with finished pieces. This was super fun, you know, like piecing the little Bugs Life stickers into that with the baskets and stuff. Yeah, so cute. Space Mountain. Oh, look at all my letters. Stickers that don't stick. This actually says Jones. Indiana Jones. And my kid's head was the O. might need a little adhesive here. I love this one, the Choo Choo Train. Can we see that there? The Choo Choo Train. You actually went through this big watermelon piece, and that was sweet and adorable. Some of the little pieces that we collected. Some of the stuff from Buzz Lightyear, I guess. This was us on the Sun wheel, Ferris wheel. This one is hilarious. It is like so simple, but I think, you know, sometimes it's the craziness that makes our page crazy, and sometimes it's the simplicity that can really help tell a story, right? This one is a case of simplicity telling a story. So he was too small, even just in the title, right? Is the perfect thing. He's sitting there bawling his little eyes out that he couldn't go on it was the California Orange, like it's the swing kind of thing. And simple rub on of a tape measure. That's all it needed, right? Papers, more pictures, flip-flaps. Not every memory at Disney is a happy memory. Some of them are, some of them aren't. Yeah, pages that, when you run out of pages in a post bound, it's a commitment to put those in there, I tell you. Oh, maybe this will be the one where I can find that. So, let's see here. We're good. Oh, this is why I wanted to have my phone handy so I could show you this. Okay, so here's a page that I made of my son when he was, I don't know, like 8 or 7 or something. And he did this Geronimo jump off this massive snow pile. And when you take your phone and you hold it above, you can scan the QR code that is on this layout, and you can watch the video.
Okay, Ryan. You're crazy.
So you can watch the little video. It's really short.
Okay, Ryan. You're crazy. Are you okay? Every time.
Anyway, so when you go through and you have these little video moments, I think these are total gems, and I think this is highly underutilized. How many times do we take like a little 20-second video clip and then, you know, we scrapbook a photo, but we don't necessarily have anything to do with a video, because how do you put your video in your scrapbook? This is so easy to do. You go to a QR, you upload your video to YouTube or something, you take the little, the HTTP, like your location for it, you put that into a QR generator, you print it out, you put it on your page, and like I made this page years ago, and because the QR reads and then translates that into the actual words, like it works amazing. So I think that's a super fun thing to do, and I just used a screen grab from the actual video to scrapbook it. So that's another awesome idea. Yeah, I'm hoping that like there's things here. Oh, I told you we'd talk about flip flaps and stuff here. So here is a page that I did when my kids caught a seagull. My husband helped them catch a seagull. You can see they're laying underneath a blanket or a towel, and then they caught the seagull just because they could. And so I tell the story. We've got all the pictures of them holding them. I've got extra stuff in here. and more pictures hidden on here. So look at how many things I was able to include. You know, the bird as it's flying away, the look on my kid's face, just all of that excitement by having all of these little pieces. And, you know, it could be a pocket page. This one isn't a pocket page, but it's practically a pocket page. Extra flips, extra pieces, extra stuff to still keep the journaling in there. So I think that's just super fun. And it's so easy, right? It's just a great way to have some interaction on the pages. I love pages where you get to touch them and do stuff. This is the kind of kid I'm dealing with. Mom, look at me. I'm hanging from my jacket. Great. Chrissy said, what a great page. I love the QR right to the real story. I know, like you seeing the video, it's all worth it. So yeah, this is the kind of kid that I have. What else did I have something else tagged in here? I just want to see really quick if I have, I don't know where that page is. I must have it in a pile somewhere. Oh yeah, here. This is fun too, actually. It wasn't fun for him, but I have a picture, so I included his break for his x-ray. I have a picture of him at the hospital when he broke his toes. Came off of a bicycle after getting his foot caught in the chain. But then these plain white letters that are chipboard letters, I broke them, right? I broke the letters because it's just part of an opportunity to tell the story with our embellishments, right? And look at this page. It's so simple, but I look at that and I'm like, black and white with those little pops of color that kind of tell you where to look, and little details like that that talk about what it is. I think those are brilliant ways to kind of bring fun into our scrapbook pages. Ah, yes. Here we go. Life lessons with Dad. Now, this one came about because my husband texted me a story about what he did with my son. There's like, it's like a survival guide of exploring a trek through the city. I feel like a Christmas story. I triple dog dare you, moments are a regular occurrence in your life. You may know. My husband grew up, he has 5 brothers, so, and I have 2, and they were the neighbors down the road, so that should pretty much say all of it. And then we have 2 boys. So this one here is them going, and as they take this walk through like this trail in the city, it's through a park. There were like some homeless people, establishments there, and he kind of has his own little slant on this whole story. But I included his actual words and how he taught it as an educational lesson for his kid. And then, you know, I just wanted to bring some elements of like chaos to the page, which was all of this. And I really didn't need to add a bunch of story to that. That was just the kind of thing that it's better left just to them all themselves. I don't see the one that I wanted to share. I can't find that page. I'll have to see. Maybe I've got one of his books stashed somewhere or something. It could be in one of my piles still. I don't have every layout put away yet. So let's go straight to the goods here. This is my book where I scrapbook about scrapbooking and scrapbooking adventures and some of my friends and stuff like that. One of the things I did was I went to Seattle. I went to a Scrap Gals gathering in Seattle. We went to the Chihuly Garden and Glass. It's like museum art gallery kind of place. And I was just enthralled with the glass work. And you can see the pictures are really little, but I wanted to like put every picture on the page, and probably I could have done that if I had used flip flaps. But one thing I wanted to do was really get playful and creative with what I saw in the museum. So I took some of my shrink plastic and I cut it into circular-ish shapes. Circular-ish. and then holding it with a tweezer after applying some alcohol inks on it, I shrunk them kind of, just a little, and made them kind of curl up, and I made these kind of colorful bowl-like creations, and they're a little chunky, like it's a chunky page. Chrissy says I need a scrapbook album about scrapbooking. And so you can see it's a chunky page. I don't know if you can see it, but like, you know, like there's definitely some height to these. But they were so replicative. No, they're so descriptive of, I don't know, they really captured some of the delight that I had when I visited that museum, and I was just thrilled with how those turned out because they became somewhat 3D objects. They also, with the alcohol ink, they have such vibrant colors. So yeah, that couldn't have turned out better. And like not every single little piece turned out good. Like there was a bunch of fails that they just were too misshapen, or they were too three-dimensional to be able to put onto a scrapbook page. But the overall effect was really good, and that's probably the coolest thing I've ever done with alcohol inks or with shrink plastic. So, you know, that all kind of came together. And I think that's the only one I tagged from in here. So many good memories, though. But I thought that was really fun. Okay, so this one here we have, it's an album about my husband, and we have here another one of these pages that has a little QR code. I didn't know those were chunky. Oh yeah, it's it's really quite chunky. So yeah, here with this one, when I scan the QR code, I can watch the video. And this is the video my husband made. It is the hot air balloons blowing up and then drifting off into the distance. And I just loved that video so much. And the fact that he took it, that I'm like, that needs a scrapbook page. And so I found this cool pattern paper, just cut it into like a balloonish shape. And then took a screen capture from the video, added my QR code, chose paper that looked like a sky, and that page was done. But I thought it was really, really fun. This one here is a page where my husband went off on this adventure down to Florida with his friends. And one of the things that I had a fun time doing was looking to see where they were at as they flew, because they flew in small airplanes. So I would track them on Find My Friends. So I called the page I Found You, like it's called Find My Friends. So it tracked him, and I could take little screen captures of the fun places that he went. So then I could show some of the places that they went and tell some of his like stories from that. And I thought this one also is super fun because, you know, I look at my husband kind of like, you know, he's like a superhero to me, right? Lindsay says, whoa, that was an epic video clip. It's so great to include. I'll have to try a QR code. Jane, you just got here, but we are sharing the funnest things today. It is all different ways to create interaction fun, try different things that are really maybe a little crazy sometimes, but I think those make our pages really delightful. This page here, I've used an actual zipper. I've used pattern paper that is double-sided, and I've just added the zipper. It's not like an actual sewed like zipper, like you couldn't use the zipper because it's all taped down. Like you can't actually zip this back up. You know, that would be an extra element of cool, but it's not that good. It's folded back with double-sided paper so that you get the different layers, and then I've added my words. But, you know, I think it was really a fun way to kind of hide my husband in that superhero, like he's changing costumes, and, you know, just a fun thing to do. Yeah. Oh, Chrissy said that she's so glad that QR codes now work with just the camera instead of separate apps. I know. So easy. It makes it so easy. Turn your camera on, you can look at any of the little videos. Yeah, so that's some of the ones from his book. And oh, I don't even think I flagged any from there. Oh, that's hilarious. I did lots of flagging for you guys. That's not the one though. Oh, that's funny. I don't think I flagged this album. I can't help but show you this one anyways. So this one has a crazy background because I wanted something that was bright and crazy to go with my fluorescent orange bikini and the Christmas tree, of course, that we posed me in front of to show my fat pregnant belly. You know, some people have those perfect, you know, stylized pregnant belly photos. Yeah, not me. I got the fluorescent bikini in front of a Christmas tree. Yeah. Anything else really cool in here? This is a little cool. This is pretty cool, actually. This one here, I've got a pull-out journaling piece, and I've got a little shaker cut into the background, and then I've actually cut out different pieces so I could add different patterns in the background on that one. So that's kind of fun. This one, my father is from Wales, so he's Welsh, and he doesn't actually speak Welsh. But when we were a kid, he told us about the town in Wales that has this longest name, and we would get him to say it. It has 58 letters. Like, it's a long, long name. And so to kind of play with the fact that it was this crazy long name, this is the long name of the town. And it's like Llanfair something goch goch goch. And as long as he started it right and ended it right, we believed whatever came in the middle. So that is, I think that is a little playful. Just by putting all of the letters, it really makes it stand out. But this here is the town where my dad actually grew up. It's honestly the prettiest place I've ever been, and we have traveled. So Llangollen is the name of that place. So super fun. Another Ryan. Oh yes. This is a good one. I shared a behind the scenes moment from one of my son's videos. Okay, so secret, guys, you're in on the secret. My son has the superhero persona of Bubble Man, and I wanted to document some of their crazy video antics. So I've got my story tucked in back here. He ended up with swimmer's itch from getting into our pond. So gross. I warned him not to. He regretted it later because he was covered in so many itchy spots. But I included a link to one of his videos that they were filming for this one. And then here, when my son moved out to the coast of British Columbia, a million miles away. Yes, I know I'm Canadian. We use kilometers, but miles just sounds right. Million miles. So I did a map. I included a scan of the map from Google Maps and tracked it to show the route and just how far away he really was. Then he moved back, so it's better. Let's see here. Other playful things. Oh yeah, this is super fun. This is easy, and this is like really something that could be really current and feel really fresh, right? So I've done a little bit of texture paste and ink on the background with the little hearts. But I've done the cut file here, but instead of backing the cut file with a whole bunch of stuff and covering the middle, I covered the middle with vellum, and I typed my journaling with my typewriter. Not the cool one that I have over there yet, because I didn't have that one yet, but now I will. And I did back some of these as well, but I've got a shaker pocket in the background, so the whole heart here is pretty much a shaker. And this one here, I used the turnabout stamps from Concord and Ninth to create the fun little elements in the background. And this is a Calvin Ball page, so there's another whole level of crazy fun. If you want to get playful with your creativity, then, pages that have toadstools, enamel dots, birdhouses, frames, butterflies, leaves, flowers, wood veneers, labels, doilies, stars, stamps, titles, labels, multi-fonts, hedgehogs, the whole thing that is the Calvin Ball Challenge. We will start again next year in March, so don't miss that. So super fun. Let's go over here. So I might have said that I hate sewing, but I think that pages inspired by sewing things are really cute. So this one is a patchwork background that I created from little pieces from this collection of papers. I think it's Simple Stories. And my sewing here, I'm going to tell you, this is my favorite kind of sewing. This is actually a white gel pen. White gel pen, so. And then I thought this is extra fun. I tore the heart shape out, and then I silhouette cut my chickens and talked about their chicken names, because one of the funnest things about having chickens is giving them crazy names. And then I'll go back here, and just to show you that sometimes I do things that I don't even like to do because I think they're going to turn out so good. This background paper, I actually sewed with my real sewing machine. Like, it's legit sewing. There's actual thread. It's a real sewing page. But I just thought it was such a good way to bring the coziness to that layout. Okay, we talked a little bit about flip-flops and how much I love them, but I'm really going to show you how much I love them on this page. So they make flip-flops in different sizes. It looks so good with the random bits. Yeah, I know. Random bits, like, I think you're going back to the Calvin Ball page. I know. It's crazy how the random bits can actually turn out so good. So as a wrap-up to 2020, I wanted to kind of showcase some of the things that we enjoyed about the year because, I think it's fair to accept that we had some fun last year too. And so I created a layout that was full of fun. Apparently one of my photos is going rogue on me. But, I don't know what I used. Oh, that could have been when I ran out of my other adhesive. And I used alternate adhesive. Flock, yeah. I know. So I've included some of the memes here. I've included a bunch of pictures from the year with my chicken stuff, with my mom giving me a haircut, with the camping that we did, with, like the home repairs, with all of this stuff. Lots of stay-at-home things. And then I had some more memes, gardening things. Everything made the list. And then I took some time to really talk about the things that we enjoyed about the year. And I picked like 20 things that I actually liked about 2020 and included those all in this wrap-up page for that year. But that makes us have reached past the top of an hour. So I guess what became a wrap up to my 2020 year is actually the perfect ending to our chat for today. Hopefully something that I shared with you today will have inspired you or made you think about your own creativity, your storytelling, different ways that you can get playful in your craftiness as you're making your scrapbook pages, how sometimes just a little something that's playful can make a big impact on your page, and sometimes just going for it and really committing to a crazy thing can be a lot of fun too. For me, it's definitely one of the things that keeps me scrapbooking. I started over 22 years ago now, and I still love it. I still love it. You can see the excitement that I have for this. And I think that if we keep, trying different things and finding the stuff that feels right for us, for me, having a little bit of play feels right for me. And so throughout this month of April for 2021, every weekday, not the weekends, but just on weekdays, I'm going to be back here on YouTube for this series at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And I would invite you to join me for this series. We're going to be exploring different things. Yesterday we played with layered stencils, and Monday we will have some other fun things. Coming up this month, we will definitely play with glacier paste from Nuvo because I've been having lots of fun with that. I also have some of the Nuvo expanding mousse, and I haven't played with that yet, so maybe we'll explore that together. Christy says, I always love to listen to your enthusiasm. Great tips. Gail says, looking at your albums and layouts always inspires me. Thanks for sharing. It has been my pleasure. Thank you for letting me share this with you. If there was something that you had questions about, you can just send me a message on Instagram. I'm so happy to answer, and I can share some of that info there. If I can find one of the links for a push me pull me educate instructions, I totally will, and I'll share that if I can. And I hope you'll join me next week. We start again on Monday and we'll be back. So have a fabulous weekend, everybody. Amy, I might need you to join me for Nuvo Day. We'll have to talk about that. See if you want to join me for Nuvo Day where we can play with the Nuvo stuff. Because I'm definitely not the expert like you. So lots of fun to be had. So thanks for joining me today. If you like some of the stuff that we're digging into, you might like some of the stuff that we do in our Scrap Happy membership. Please check us out. We're at scraphappy.org. If you go to scraphappy.org/join, that kind of will tell you all of the things that are included in our membership. I love it. I love it. I love leading our membership in different directions. I love bringing in different cool things that inspire us. Hanging out with our Scrap Happy members always inspires me so much. So that's a place that I draw a lot of my inspiration from. So hopefully you'll give that a consideration. I will have different links underneath this video, including the link to some of my favorite products, because I know I get asked that a fair bit. So scraphappy.org/faves is a good place to go for that. So Joyce says, happy Easter, y'all. Perfect. So if you want to see me on Instagram, this is my Instagram handle. And I just wanted to say thank you to you for joining me today. This has been an absolute delight. So thanks so much, everyone. See you next week.